Good day, Crime Talk aficionados. My name is Scott Reich, and this is Crime Talk. As you can see, we're still on the road, but let's get to the docket, and I'll explain more in a minute. First, Alex Murdaugh. The hits just keep coming. R. Kelly. The hits just keep coming. That is the way he likes his Drano in the morning. You just can't make this stuff up. And then finally, our dumb criminal of the day. Let's talk about it. Good day, Crime Talk aficionados. As I mentioned yesterday, I am in Alamogordo, New Mexico. My son officially is going to be able to, fly that F-16, be able to take it home on the weekends, all that good stuff. Anyway, it's been great. The squadron has been absolutely amazing down here for the family day yesterday. I got to go out and see my son taxi and take off before he went out and did his sortie, I guess is what they call it. And then today we got to go fly the simulators for the F-16. Yeah, pretty darn cool. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty much living vicariously through my son. But hey, enough of that. You didn't come here to talk about that. Let's talk about what's going on in the true crime world. But first, you know the drill. Subscribe if you haven't. Like if you do. Leave me a comment below. And remember, you can listen to us anytime by downloading us on your favorite podcasting app. Let's go ahead and open the record for the docket for August 19th of 2022. First on the docket, Alex Murdaugh, as if he doesn't have enough problems, right? He's got those murder charges, drug charges, and the charges related to his botched suicide attempt last Labor Day. He's been disbarred. That's right. There's more. Alex Murdaugh has been hit with another charge related to his alleged financial crimes. They just keep coming. The latest indictment alleges, among various other things, that Mr. Murdaugh made off with more than $91,000 from his former law firm without the firm knowing, and it put the money towards his own personal use. Yes, that's wrong. You can't steal from your law firm. Now, Murdaugh's former firm has previously filed a civil lawsuit against him as well. And although given some of the curious property and corporate connections between the now disbarred attorney and several of his former partners, so needless to say, bottom line is the hits just keep coming for Alex Murdaugh. I would think that at some point, Alex Murdaugh's attorneys are going to have to go to him and say, it's time. It's time we talk plea bargain. Now, obviously, the homicide case is by far the most serious, but the way that these charges could be stacked up consecutively to each other, Murdaugh's 50 years old. He's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. He may just think it's time to step up and, obviously we don't want him to plead guilty to something he didn't do, but if he did it, this may be the time to get a little bit of love and maybe a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Next on the docket, R. Kelly. The hits just keep on coming. The prosecution's star witness against R. Kelly testified for the first time yesterday, telling a court in Chicago that she was the girl, 14 at the time, seen in the sex tape the singer had made of their sexual encounters. Now, if you don't forget, Mr. Kelly is on trial in federal court in Chicago on multiple charges, including enticement of minors for sex and conspiracy to obstruct justice. In 2008, that was for a trial in which he allegedly intimidated and paid off the girl and her family. Now, he was already been convicted in New York on charges there and sentenced to 30 years in prison. The witness was identified as minor 1 in court documents and called Jane in the courtroom. The now 37-year-old woman provided graphic testimony about their relationship, which began when her aunt introduced the two when she was 12 or 13 years old, according to her testimony. Now, her aunt, a musician working with Kelly at the time, brought Jane to Kelly's studio and encouraged her to sit on his lap, rub his head, and ask him to be her godfather. Now, the sexual activity began with phone sex, Jane described, and then it turned into physical relationship when she was 14. She apparently lost her virginity to R. Kelly the following year, and she testified that R. Kelly gave her alcohol to loosen her up and played some porno videos that included people she knew. He encouraged her to bring teenage friends for group encounters. She said she went along because she viewed him as an authority figure and was somewhat intimidated. Now, after time, apparently the sex became normal, she said, adding that the number of times that she had sex with R. Kelly was uncountable. She said, quote, "I developed feelings for Robert. He said he loved me, said he would take care of me, said he would protect me. It made me feel good," she testified in court. And one of the videos Jane appeared in was used in R. Kelly's child pornography trial in Cook County in 2008, in which he was acquitted. Jane didn't testify at that trial and, in fact, denied she was in the video or abused by Mr. Kelly. Now, federal prosecutors, however, have said that Kelly paid Jane and her family to lie and intimidated them into keeping quiet. In that video, Jane performs various forms of oral sex on Mr. Kelly in his jacuzzi, and then he urinates on her. Afterwards, he gave her money. Asked why he gave her money, Jane sobbed on the stand. She said, quote, "Because if anybody saw the tape, he wanted it to appear I was a prostitute," she said, end quote. Now, Jane further testified that when her parents found out about the relationship because of the, sex tapes got leaked, R. Kelly paid to send them to the Caribbean so they couldn't speak with the authorities. Real classy guy there, that R. Kelly. And once again, you would think at a certain point, he would stop taking these hits. They just keep coming. It's only going to get worse. But maybe he realizes, hey, I've got nothing to lose. I'm going to spend the rest of my life in prison. I might as well just continue fighting. That appears as though what he wants to do.
Like many Americans, we got a dog during the pandemic. My quarantine dog, Miss Winnie the Bulldog. Now, Miss Winnie has grown accustomed to being around us all the time. When we were leaving the house, Winnie would have extreme anxiety, so we decided to look for natural products to help with her anxiety. We looked for the highest quality CBD treats, and we were not satisfied, and neither was Winnie. So we created a high-quality CBD product that absorbs faster and provides the required results faster. Baked in Colorado, CBD treats and beverage enhancers are made with nanotechnology. The nanotechnology makes the CBD extraction more pure, also allows for Baked in Colorado products to work faster. Baked in Colorado products can help reduce your pet's anxiety, ease joint pain, and help with your dog's skin problems. Go to our online store and see what Baked in Colorado product is best for your dog. When you order at bakedincolorado.com, enter code WINNIE and receive 15% off your first order. We have a 30-day money-back guarantee. If your dog does not experience the desired results in 30 days, return the product and we will refund your money. No questions asked.
Next on the docket, that's how he likes his Drano in the morning. A California dermatologist is accused of poisoning her husband with Drano and causing him serious injuries, and has been issued a restraining order against the doctor and the two children. Now, YouC, 45, also known as Emily, was allegedly caught on camera pouring the drain cleaner into her husband's Jack Chen's drink in newly released footage by Chen's attorney. Now, Chen brought police in the city of Irvine photos of YouC supposedly pouring the Drano into his lemonade at their little mansion that they have. She was arrested on August 4th after he accused her of doing it on 3 separate occasions. She was released a day later after she posted $30,000 in bond. Her husband has since filed for divorce and asked a judge for a restraining order. The judge granted the order, and YouC is now required to stay away from the couple's 2 children, ages 7 and 8. Now, attorney David Wohl says his client is being set up. The idea that my client, who is 45 years old, well-respected, a dermatologist in Orange County, would destroy her life, destroy her children's lives, and try to kill her husband is just completely absurd and untrue, and for that matter, defamatory. Stephen Hittleman, a lawyer for Chen, says that his client has suffered swelling in his esophagus and stomach ulcers from drinking the alleged spike lemonade and spent weeks wondering what was causing him to get so sick. They have since presented footage from a hidden camera in the kitchen they say shows you holding a bottle of Drano and pouring it into the lemonade. Now, Wool maintains you used the cleaner for its intended purpose. Anytime she poured Drano into a cup, it was completely empty. It was for facilitating use in the sink or any other part of the house that was clogged as far as the drainage goes. But she never poured any Drano or any chemical into any drink that father or her husband used or was drinking ever. That's completely untrue. He calls Chen's desperate to both divorce you and gain custody of their 2 children. He continued that we believe completely that these claims he made are all part and parcel of that effort, Mr. Wool added. Now, Hittleman has disputed Wool's account of what happened. Obviously, they're in court. Now, while screenshots of the alleged hidden camera have been made available, the actual video footage has not yet been released. And when it does, we'll bring it to you so that you can decide what is happening in that particular case. Trying to poison him or just, cleaning up around the house? Because I know I use Drano to clean out all my glasses as well. Next, you just can't make this stuff up. A Pennsylvania man was arrested last month after allegedly buying stolen human body parts from an Arkansas woman for possible resale, get this, on Facebook. Jeremy Lee Pollard had an initial court appearance on Thursday after his July 22nd arrest. He is charged with abuse of a corpse, receiving stolen property, and other related charges. Now, the remains, which were to be donated to the University of Arkansas for medical sciences, were stolen from the Arkansas Central Mortuary Service by a mortuary employee, according to Leslie Taylor, a spokesperson for the University of Arkansas. Now, Taylor said there is an open federal investigation into the theft, and the FBI Little Rock spokesman, Connor Hagans, has stated the office is aware of the Pennsylvania arrest, but will not comment on ongoing investigations. Now, the Arkansas woman had not been charged as of Thursday afternoon. And court records in Pennsylvania say that Mr. Pauly was released Thursday on a $50,000 bond. Now, Pauly uses a Facebook page to market oddities such as human bones, according to the affidavit for the arrest warrant, that says that investigators at first determined that the remains he had on hand, including full skeletons, were legally acquired. But they returned to the home after getting a tip about a new set of remains and found 3 5-gallon buckets holding assorted body parts, some of them from children. Now, federal and state law enforcement agents also intercepted packages addressed to Mr. Pauly from the woman in Arkansas. The police said, I think I've seen it all, and then something like this comes around. That was the district attorney for Cumberland County. I join in that statement. The question that they had was, is the sale of body parts or bones and remains illegal or legal? Some of it, to our surprise, was legal. And as the investigation went on, it became clear there was illegal activity going on as well. Investigators say he arranged a $4,000 payment to the Arkansas woman via Facebook Messenger. You just never know what you can find on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. You never know what you're going to find anywhere, for that matter. And just when you think you've heard it all, guess what? People are selling body parts on Facebook. Finally today, our dumb criminal of the day. A Florida man allegedly texted someone about buying a ball of cocaine. Problem was, the person on the other end of the phone was a politician, not the drug buyer. Now, Jack Edward Fisher, he's only 18, was arrested Monday and charged with felony possession of fentanyl with intent to distribute and unlawful use of a two-way communications device, according to police. It's unclear who Fisher intended to text, but it instead went to the Flagler County Commissioner, Joe Mullins, who reported him immediately to the police. Officers then had Mullins keep texting with Fisher and arrange a meeting where he was met by an undercover police officer. Now, Mr. Fisher had more than 3 grams of fentanyl on him at the time of his arrest, according to the arrest affidavit. Now, that's just dumb. It's almost as dumb as trying to buy body parts on Facebook. But we can only have one dumb criminal for the day. Texting the politician who's been sober for the last 10 years. Did I leave that part out? Yeah. The politician's been sober for 10 years, so he wasn't interested. All right. That's all we have for you today. Thank you for being patient. Thanks. I'm on the road. We're doing this here from Alamogordo, New Mexico this week. Next week, we will be back in the Crime Talk studio. All right. I want to thank everybody for watching. We'll see you next time on Crime Talk.